She posted, "Finally got him to sign that prenup. He doesn't know I changed the pages while he was signing, LOL." I commented, "Actually, I filmed the whole thing." Then I showed my lawyer the video proof of document fraud and her own confession post. When her attorney withdrew from representing her after seeing the evidence, I, 31 male, am about to blow up my entire relationship, and I'm weirdly calm about it. Been with Vanessa, 29, for 2 years, engaged for 6 months, weddings in 3 weeks. Or it was. Her parents are loaded. Dad owns a chain of car dealerships. Mom doesn't work but calls herself a lifestyle consultant, whatever that means. They insisted on a prenup before gifting us house money. Fine. Makes sense. I'm in HVAC sales, decent money but nothing crazy. I've got maybe 40 cash saved, my truck, and a solid 401k. She's a dental hygienist making around 65k. The prenup meeting was last Tuesday at their house. Her dad Douglas presided like some kind of king. 8 pages. Pretty standard stuff. Keep premarital assets separate, split marital assets 50-50, no alimony unless we hit 10 years. Here's the thing about me. I'm paranoid. Always have been. So when we sat down to sign, I propped my phone up on their bookshelf behind me, pretended I was charging it, actually recording the whole thing. Went through page by page. I initialed each one, signed the last page. Vanessa did the same. Around page 4, she suddenly goes, "Oh shoot, I need water," and grabs the whole stack. Comes back 90 seconds later, continues signing. Didn't think much of it at the time. This morning I'm scrolling Instagram before work. See Vanessa posted to her close friend's story. I'm on it, obviously. Photo of her holding the prenup. Huge grin. Caption, "Finally got him to sign that prenup. He doesn't know I changed the pages while he was signing, LOL." Daddy's lawyer is gonna die when he sees what actually got signed. My man just agreed to give me 70% of everything plus $8,000 monthly alimony if we ever split, and he has no idea. Comments from her friends all laughing and celebrating. Her cousin, "Yas, get that bag, sis." Sat there for a solid minute, just staring. Then I pulled up the video from Tuesday. Watched it. Sure enough, when she took that water break, the pages she brought back weren't the same ones. The print quality was slightly different. Page numbers were in a different position. She'd swapped the whole document, screenshot everything, downloaded the video to 3 different places. Then I commented on her Instagram post, "Actually, I filmed the whole thing. See you in court." Deleted Instagram. Blocked her number. Called my lawyer. It's 9:47 a.m. and I'm sitting in Dennis Kowalski's office watching him watch the video for the 3rd time. "This is the stupidest crime I've ever seen documented," he says. "She literally confessed online." "So what do I do?" "Well, you're not marrying her. That's step 1. Yeah, that's definitely step 1. Update 1. Holy hell, the last 48 hours have been insane. So after I commented, "Actually, I filmed the whole thing" on Vanessa's post, she deleted it within 10 minutes. Too late though. I had screenshots and screen recordings of everything, including all the comments. She called me 23 times Tuesday morning. I was still at Dennis's office. Didn't answer any of them. Dennis drafted a letter to her and her parents. Basically, we have video evidence of document fraud. We have social media confession. The prenup is void. Wedding is canceled. Consider this notification of potential criminal charges. Sent it certified mail, also emailed it. I went home. The apartment we share, my name on the lease. She moved in 8 months ago. Packed all her stuff, everything. Clothes, shoes, that stupid decorative pillow collection, her bathroom products, all of it. Took me 4 hours. Stacked it all in the living room. Changed the locks. Cost me $180. Worth it. Around 6 p.m. Tuesday, heard someone trying to unlock the door. Key didn't work, obviously. Pounding started. "Derek, open this door right now." Checked the camera I'd set up. Yeah, installed one of those ring things right after changing locks. Vanessa, her mom Patricia, and her sister Allison. All looking furious. I opened the door with the chain on. "Your stuff's right here," I said, gesturing to the boxes. "You've got 1 hour to get it out." "Derek, baby, we need to talk about this." Vanessa's voice all sweet suddenly. "It was just a joke." "A joke? You committed fraud and bragged about it online." "The prenup is still valid," Patricia cut in. "You signed it." "I signed a document." "She swapped it for a different one." "I have video proof. My lawyer has everything." Allison pushed forward. "You can't just kick her out. She lives here." She's not on the lease. I can absolutely kick her out. 1 hour. Start moving boxes. Vanessa tried the crying thing. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. You committed fraud against me. Figure it out. Patricia's face went full red. Do you know who we are? My husband will destroy you. Your husband's car dealerships can't undo a video recording of your daughter committing a felony. 1 hour. Slammed the door. Watched on the camera as they loaded boxes into Patricia's Escalade. Took them 3 trips. Lots of angry muttering. Vanessa crying. Allison calling me names under her breath. They left at 7:14 p.m. Got a text from a number I didn't know around 9 p.m. This is Douglas Ashworth. You've made a serious mistake. Call me immediately to discuss resolving this. Replied, discuss with my attorney, Dennis Kowalski at Kowalski & Associates. 3 minutes later, you smug little punk, you have no idea what you've started. Screenshot. Sent to Dennis. Wednesday morning, Vanessa's calling from different numbers. Finally answered one. Derek, please. We're supposed to get married in 3 weeks. What am I supposed to tell people? Tell them you committed fraud and got caught. It wasn't fraud, I was just protecting myself. By switching legal documents and lying about it. My dad's lawyer said it was fine to make adjustments. That stopped me. Wait, your dad's lawyer knew? Silence. Vanessa, did your father's lawyer tell you to swap those documents? He said prenups are always negotiable and that it's okay to commit fraud? Cool, Dennis is gonna love this. Derek, don't you dare. Hung up. Called Dennis. He literally laughed when I told him. If her father's attorney advised her to commit fraud, he's potentially facing ethics violations and possibly criminal conspiracy. This gets better and better. Wednesday afternoon, Dennis gets a call from some lawyer named Gerald Patterson representing Vanessa. Wants to discuss the misunderstanding. Dennis sends him everything. Video, screenshots, timeline. Thursday morning, Patterson withdraws as her attorney. Just completely drops her. Dennis says he probably saw the evidence and realized it's indefensible. Meanwhile, Vanessa's going nuclear on social media. Posts this long thing on Facebook about how I'm an abusive narcissist who kicked her out without warning and how she's devastated. Comments are rolling in with support until someone, pretty sure it's my sister Katie, comments, weird how you're leaving out the part where you committed fraud and posted about it online. Half the comments turn into people asking WTF she's talking about. Vanessa deletes the whole post. Thursday night, my doorbell rings at 11 p.m. Camera shows Douglas Ashworth, looking absolutely furious. Don't open the door, just talk through the ring. Mr. Ashworth, leave or I'm calling the police. You think you can threaten my family and get away with it? I didn't threaten anyone. Your daughter committed fraud. I have proof. That's not a threat, it's a fact. That prenup is legally binding. No, it's evidence of a crime. Big difference. I will bury you in legal fees. You can't afford to fight me. I can afford to send a video to the police. That's free. He stood there for a solid 30 seconds just staring at the camera, then left. Friday morning, Dennis calls. Derek, I've been thinking about this. We should file criminal charges. This isn't just about you. Fraud is fraud. You think it'll go anywhere? With this evidence, absolutely. Video proof, written confession, multiple witnesses to the aftermath. It's a prosecutor's dream. Let's do it. So yeah, we're filing charges Monday. Wedding would have been 2 weeks from Saturday. Instead, I'm pressing charges against my ex-fiancé for fraud. My mom's response when I told her I never liked how she treated servers at restaurants anyway. Thanks, Mom. Update 2, week from hell. Buckle up. Filed criminal charges Monday morning. Dennis walked me through everything with a detective named Rodriguez. Showed him the video, the Instagram screenshots, the timeline. His face went from professional to entertained real quick. This is the dumbest crime I've seen this year, he said. She recorded her own confession. That's what my lawyer said. Your lawyer's right. We'll pass this to the DA. With this evidence, they'll probably pick it up. By Monday afternoon, Vanessa's blowing up my phone from every number she can find. Finally answered because I was curious how she'd spin this. Derek, the police called me. You actually filed charges? You committed fraud, Vanessa. What did you think would happen? This will ruin my life. I could go to jail. Maybe don't commit felonies then? You're supposed to love me? We're supposed to get married. We were supposed to get married until you decided to defraud me and brag about it online. It was a mistake. Which part? Swapping the documents, bragging about it, or getting caught? She just screamed and hung up. Tuesday, things escalated. Got a call from my boss, Frank. Derek, HR needs to talk to you. Someone sent an anonymous email claiming you've been sexually harassing coworkers. My stomach dropped. What? That's completely false. I know it is. You've worked here 6 years, never had a complaint, but HR has to investigate. Just be prepared. Talked to HR for an hour. They asked about every female coworker. Did I make comments? Inappropriate jokes? Touch anyone? No, and hell no. HR lady looked uncomfortable. The email was very detailed. Claimed you made comments about multiple women's appearances and made one of them uncomfortable at the Christmas party. Which one? They didn't say. Because it's made up. Ask any of them. I've never done anything remotely like that. She said they'd investigate. I left feeling sick. This was clearly Vanessa or her family trying to screw with my job. Called Dennis. He said to document everything. Wednesday morning, I find my truck. All 4 tires slashed. Security footage in my apartment parking lot, conveniently, malfunctioned according to management. Police report filed, $800 in damage. Cops asked if I suspected anyone. Told them about the ongoing situation. They wrote it down, said they'd look into it. That afternoon, my sister Katie calls. Derek, you need to see this. She sends me a screenshot. Some Facebook post from Patricia, Vanessa's mom, about how her poor daughter is being harassed by a controlling ex-boyfriend who won't accept that the relationship is over. Comments full of sympathy until someone asks for details, and Patricia says I'm stalking Vanessa and making false accusations to ruin her reputation. Katie commented, weird that you're leaving out the part where she committed document fraud and admitted it on social media. Patricia's response, my daughter made a harmless joke online, and this monster is using it to destroy her. He's filed false criminal charges. We're exploring legal action against him for defamation. The audacity. Thursday, Dennis calls. The DA's office picked up the case. Vanessa's being charged with forgery and fraud. They want you to come in next week for formal statement. That was fast. Video evidence does that. Also, I got a call from a lawyer named Rita Castellano who's apparently representing Vanessa now. What'd she say? Asked if we'd consider dropping charges in exchange for Vanessa paying for the wedding cancellation costs. I actually laughed. Are they serious? Apparently. I told her that's not how criminal charges work. Once the DA has it, it's out of our hands anyway. She seemed frustrated. Friday afternoon, someone rings my doorbell. Check the camera. It's Allison, Vanessa's sister, and 2 women I don't recognize. Don't open the door. Derek, Allison yells at the camera. We know you're in there. Stop being a coward and talk to us. Leave or I'm calling the police. Vanessa is destroyed. You've ruined her life over a mistake. She committed fraud. That's not a mistake, it's a crime. One of the other women yells. You're a pathetic excuse for a man. She dodged a bullet. Pretty sure I dodged the bullet when I caught her committing fraud. You can leave now. We're not leaving until you drop the charges. Called the police. They showed up in about 15 minutes. The women were still outside yelling when the cops arrived. I showed the officers everything through the ring. Them refusing to leave, the yelling, everything. Cops told them to leave. Allison argued. Cops said she could leave or get cited for trespassing. They left. Saturday, my mom calls. Derek, honey, Vanessa's mother came to our house. What? When? This morning. Your father and I were having coffee and she just showed up, started crying on our doorstep about how you're ruining Vanessa's life. What'd you say? Your father told her that her daughter committed fraud and we have video proof. She called him a liar. I told her she needs to leave. She said we raised a monster who can't forgive a simple mistake. Mom, I'm sorry she came to your house. Derek Raymond Collins, don't you dare apologize. That woman raised a criminal. We raised you right. Your father told her if she comes back we're calling the police. Love, my mom. Sunday, yesterday. Got an envelope slipped under my door. Inside, a check for $75,000 made out to me. Typed note. Final offer. Drop all charges. Sign enclosed NDA. Move on with your life. The NDA was insane. Couldn't talk about Vanessa, couldn't discuss the prenup, couldn't mention the charges, basically couldn't acknowledge she existed. Took a photo, Sent to Dennis. His response, "Lol, no, frame this." Wrote declined, fraud is fraud across the check. Mailed it back to Douglas's dealership. This morning Dennis calls. Vanessa's lawyer withdrew. Rita Castellano? Yep, just got the notice. No explanation, but I'm guessing she realized there's no defending this. That's 2 lawyers now. 2 lawyers who saw the evidence and ran. Vanessa's gonna have a hard time finding anyone willing to take this case. The wedding was supposed to be this Saturday. Instead, I'm waiting for Vanessa's arraignment and watching her family have a collective meltdown. My parents offered to take me to dinner Saturday night, said we should celebrate my lucky escape. Dad's words, "Son, some people think rules don't apply to them. Your job is to prove them wrong." Planning to do exactly that. Final update. 2 months since the prenup disaster. Time to close this out. Vanessa's arraignment happened 3 weeks ago. She showed up with lawyer number 3, some expensive criminal defense attorney her dad probably paid a fortune for. Pleaded not guilty. Her lawyer tried to argue that the Instagram post was clearly a joke and that the video doesn't conclusively show document substitution. The prosecutor literally played the video in court. You can clearly see her take the pages, come back with different ones. The print quality is different. The page numbers shifted position. Judge was not amused. Set trial date for January. Bail conditions included staying away from me and my family. But here's where things got really entertaining. 2 days after arraignment, I get a call from a number I don't recognize. Let it go to voicemail. Messages from a woman named Brianna. "Hey, Derek? This is Brianna Chen. I dated Douglas Ashworth's business partner Trevor like 5 years ago. Just heard about what happened with Vanessa. You should know this isn't the first time. Call me back." I called Dennis first. He said to meet her in public, record everything. Met Brianna at a Starbucks. She's about 35, works in pharmaceutical sales. Started talking immediately. Vanessa did this before. About 4 years ago, she was engaged to this guy Michael. Nice guy, worked in IT. They were together maybe 2 years. What happened? Michael found out she'd been moving money from their joint account, like $20,000 over 6 months, little amounts at a time. When he confronted her, she broke down crying, said she was saving it for them, but it was in an account he didn't know about, in her name only. Did he press charges? He wanted to, but Douglas paid him off. Gave him the $20,000 back, plus another $30,000 to sign an NDA and go away quietly. My ex told me about it after a few drinks one night. Why are you telling me this? Because Vanessa called me last week. We're not even friends anymore, but she was crying about how you're ruining her life and she doesn't deserve this and how she barely did anything wrong. And I realized she hasn't learned. She still thinks she's the victim. Recorded the whole conversation. Sent it to Dennis and the prosecutor. The prosecutor apparently loved it. Showed pattern of behavior. Next development, HR investigation at work wrapped up. Interviewed every single female coworker I've ever worked with. Every single one. All said I've been nothing but professional. One of them, Lisa, actually said, "Derek? The guy who still calls his mom every Sunday?" Yeah, no. HR formally dismissed the complaint. Anonymous emailer never came forward with actual details because there weren't any. My boss took me to lunch, apologized for the hassle. Week after that, Vanessa's 3rd lawyer withdrew. Same reason as the others. Saw the evidence, realized it's unwinnable. She finally found lawyer number 4. Public defender, because apparently daddy's money ran out or he's tired of throwing it away. Here's where the entitlement really peaked. Douglas showed up at my apartment again, this time with papers. Tried to hand them to me through the Ring camera. This is a civil suit for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. $200,000 in damages. Cool, I'll have my lawyer look at it. You've destroyed my daughter's life. Her career is ruined. She can't work anywhere now. She destroyed her own life when she committed fraud. I just documented it. This is harassment. Sir, you're at my apartment threatening to sue me because your daughter committed a crime against me. Who's harassing who? He left the papers on my doorstep. Dennis looked at them, laughed, said it's a desperate intimidation tactic with no merit. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation, he said. Everything you've said about her is documented fact. Last week the plea deal happened. Vanessa took it. 1 count of fraud, 18 months probation, 150 hours community service, $3,500 fine, permanent criminal record. She avoided jail, but she's now a convicted felon. Her dental hygienist license is suspended pending review. Most states don't let people with fraud convictions work in healthcare. She's probably done in that career. Found out through Katie, who's still friends with one of Vanessa's cousins, what happened after. Douglas and Patricia's country club membership was not renewed, kicked out for the scandal. Vanessa moved to her parents' vacation condo in Florida. Laying low. Allison, the sister, apparently had a huge fight with their parents, moved out, went no contact. Douglas's car dealership sales are down. The publicity wasn't great for business. Patricia deactivated all her social media after people kept commenting about raising a criminal. The civil suit against me dropped after Dennis sent them a letter threatening to countersue for abusive process and demanding attorney fees. The wedding would have been 2 months ago. Instead, Vanessa's a felon on probation, and I'm living my best life. Sold the engagement ring, got $4,200 for it, used that money to pay off my truck and take my parents on a weekend trip. They deserved it after dealing with Patricia showing up at their house. My apartment feels different now, like I cleaned out something toxic, got new furniture, painted the bedroom, made it mine again. Dating? Not yet. Therapy first, working through why I ignored red flags, why I let her move in so fast, why I didn't question things more. My therapist asked if I felt guilty about pressing charges. No, I said. If I hadn't, she'd do it to someone else, someone who might not have video proof, someone who couldn't afford a good lawyer. So you see yourself as protecting others? I see myself as holding someone accountable for committing a crime against me. Everything else is just a bonus. The Trevor story Brianna told me haunts me sometimes. That guy paid $30,000 to make the problem go away. Vanessa learned she could commit fraud and her daddy would fix it. So she tried again with me. I didn't let daddy fix it, I let the justice system handle it. Last contact with Vanessa was a letter that arrived last week. No return address, but I recognized the handwriting. Just said, "I hope you're happy now that you've destroyed everything." I wrote back, "I'm very happy, thanks for asking." Mailed it to her parents' Florida condo. Douglas's civil suit threat. Patricia showing up at my parents' house. Allison and her friends trespassing. The anonymous HR complaints. The slashed tires. All of it was designed to intimidate me into backing down. Didn't work. The video evidence was too solid. Her own confession was too clear, and I was too angry to cave. She played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. A criminal record. My parents asked if I'll ever forgive her. For what? I said. She's never apologized. She still thinks she's the victim. You can't forgive someone who doesn't think they did anything wrong. So that's it. Wedding canceled 3 weeks out because my fiancée committed fraud. She's now a convicted felon. I'm single, in therapy, and planning a vacation to Colorado next month. The house money her parents were going to give us probably went to lawyers. The wedding deposits? Lost. Her career? Probably over. Her reputation? Destroyed. All because she thought she could outsmart a prenup by committing fraud and bragging about it online. Some people really do think rules don't apply to them. Right up until they learn otherwise. Thanks for following this mess. Hope it reminds someone to document everything and trust their gut. And if you're ever in a situation where someone asks you to sign something important, record it. You never know when you'll need proof. She posted, "Finally realized I settled for less," on our anniversary. I commented, "Same." Then I posted our joint account statements showing I paid for everything. Her friends started asking questions she couldn't answer. I, 30 male, am currently packing up 3 years of my life while my now ex-girlfriend Sienna, 28, blows up my phone with threats, apologies, and more threats. But let me start from the beginning. Last Tuesday was our 3-year anniversary. I'd taken the day off work, made breakfast in bed, had flowers delivered to her office. The usual stuff you do when you love someone. She seemed happy enough in the morning, even posted a pic of the flowers on her Instagram story. Then around 2 p.m., while I'm at the grocery store buying ingredients for our anniversary dinner, my phone starts pinging. Friends texting me variations of, "You okay?" and "Did you see what Sienna posted?" I check Instagram. There it is. A post with one of those generic quotes backgrounds. 3 years ago, I settled for less than I deserved. But we accept the love we think we deserve at the time. Finally realizing I'm worth so much more. Know your worth, leveling up, settling no more. On our anniversary, the comments were already flowing. Her friends hyping her up with "Yes, Queen," and "About time you realized," and "You deserve someone on your level." I sat in my car for a good 5 minutes. 3 years. 3 years of me supporting her through her entrepreneurship journey. She sold essential oils, paying for everything while she built her empire. And she posts this? So I commented, "Same. Just that. One word." Then I drove home, calm as could be, and started documenting. See, Sienna had this habit of portraying our life on social media very differently from reality. According to her posts, she was this boss babe entrepreneur with a supportive partner. She'd post pics of fancy dinners with captions like, "Blessed to be building empires together," and photos from trips tagged "power couple." What she never mentioned: I paid for those dinners, I paid for those trips, I paid our rent, I paid for her car insurance, I paid for groceries, I paid for her phone bill, I paid for literally everything. Her essential oil business lost money every single month. In 3 years, she made maybe $2,000 total, spent at least $8,000 on inventory sitting in our spare bedroom. But I digress. Back to that Tuesday. I created my own Instagram post, started with her anniversary message screenshot, followed by our bank statements showing my deposits versus hers, blacked out sensitive info, receipts from the trips she posted about, the lease showing only my income qualified us for the apartment, her car insurance bills in my name, 3 years of Venmo transactions showing her paying me back for things. Spoiler, she never did. Caption: funny how settling for less looks like supporting someone 100% for 3 years. Here's to not settling anymore. Posted and went to make a sandwich. The explosion was immediate. Her friends who'd been hyping her up suddenly went quiet. Then the comments started. "Wait, he paid for the Cabo trip? Sienna, is this true? Girl, you said your business was thriving. This is embarrassing." My phone rang. Sienna, screaming, "Take it down now." Take what down? You know what? That's private information. So was our relationship apparently, but you made it public first. I didn't mean it like that. It was just a quote. Just a quote on our anniversary about settling for less. You're twisting things. Take it down or I'm calling a lawyer. For what? Posting my own bank statements? Good luck with that. She hung up. Then the text started. Demands, threats, bribes. Ignored them all. By evening, her post was deleted, but the damage was done. Her carefully crafted image was cracking. Her friends were asking questions. Her mom called me asking what was going on. Ask your daughter why she thinks supporting her for 3 years is settling for less, I told her. That night, Sienna came home in tears. Not apology tears, angry tears. You ruined everything. My friends think I'm a gold digger now. I didn't say you were a gold digger. I just showed receipts. They drew their own conclusions. You had no right. I had no right to defend myself when you publicly humiliated me. It wasn't about you. A post about settling for less on our anniversary wasn't about me. Who was it about then? She couldn't answer. Just kept crying about her ruined reputation. That's when I made my decision. If 3 years of support was settling for less, then she could see what more looked like. Without me. I'm done, Sienna. We're over. You can't break up with me over a social media post. I'm not. I'm breaking up with you because you genuinely think I'm less than. The post just showed me what you really think. The entitlement kicked in immediately. Where am I supposed to live? How will I pay for things? That sounds like a you problem. I'm done settling for someone who doesn't appreciate me. She left that night to stay with a friend. Probably the same ones who were hyping up her post. Wonder how that conversation went. Update 1. Holy hell, the entitlement has reached new heights. So after Sienna left to stay with her friend Rochelle, I started the separation process. Changed the locks, legal, leases only in my name, canceled her cards on my accounts, removed her from my Netflix, Spotify, everything. Started packing her things. Day 2, she shows up with Rochelle and some guy I don't recognize. Tries her tea, doesn't work. What the hell, Logan? Let me in. Your stuff will be ready this weekend. I'll text you when to pick it up. I live here. No, you stayed here. I live here. My name on the lease, my income on the application. The guy steps forward. Hey man, don't be like this. Just let her get her things. And you are? Dimitri, I'm a friend. Rochelle can't help herself. He's the guy Sienna's been talking to, someone on her level. Sienna shoots her a death glare. I almost laugh. So there's already another guy. After 3 days. Cool. Dimitri can help you move then. This weekend. Not now. They left after more arguing. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember those essential oils I mentioned? Well, Sienna decided to blast all over social media that I was stealing her inventory and sabotaging her business. Posted in all her MLM groups about her abusive ex trying to destroy her empire. Problem is, I had receipts for everything, including the credit card statements showing I bought most of that inventory when her cards got declined. So I commented on one of her posts in the Big Hun group, happy to return the inventory. Just reimburse me the $3,847.23 I spent on it first. Receipts attached. The Huns turned on her quick. MLM folks don't play when it comes to money and reputation. Started asking how she was running a business without her own funds. Her upline got involved. Turns out she'd been telling everyone she was a 6-figure boss babe. But wait, it gets better. Dimitri, her someone on her level, messaged me on Instagram. This dude really thought he was doing something. Bro to bro, you need to stop harassing Sienna. It's not a good look. She's with me now, accept it and move on. I responded, congrats on the upgrade. Quick question. She mentioned she needs a place to live and has no money? Just checking, you know what level you're on. Good luck. He read it but didn't reply. Meanwhile, Sienna's family started reaching out. Her sister called me. Logan, what's going on? Sienna says you kicked her out and stole her business? I ended a relationship where I was told I was less than. She's getting all her things back, including the inventory I paid for if she reimburses me. She said she paid for that herself. Want to see receipts? Long pause. Oh my God, has she been lying about money this whole time? Ask her about her thriving 6-figure business. Her sister hung up. An hour later, her mom called. Then her dad. The story was unraveling. Best part? Sienna had been telling her family she was supporting me, that I was the struggling one and she was helping me out. Her dad was shocked to find out I'm a software developer making good money while his daughter doesn't sell oils. Weekend comes. Sienna shows up with Dimitri and a U-Haul. I had everything packed and in the garage, including a printed itemized list of everything I'd paid for over 3 years. Grand total, $74,389.41. What's this? She asked. Just documentation, in case you want to tell more people about settling for less. Dimitri's face when he saw that number. Priceless. You could see him doing mental math. They loaded up the truck. Sienna tried one more manipulation. Logan, we could work this out. I was just stressed about money and said something stupid. Stressed about money? The money I was providing? I'm building a business. It takes time. 3 years, Sienna. No profit. That's not a business. It's a hobby I funded. Dimitri looked uncomfortable. Babe, let's just go. Babe? I laughed. That was fast. Hey Dimitri, hope you've got good credit. She's got expensive taste for someone with no income. They left. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no. See, when Sienna said I was less than, her friends agreed because they believed her lies about being successful. Now that the truth was out, those same friends started distancing themselves. The girl who was leveling up was actually homeless and broke. She lasted exactly 4 days with Dimitri before he kicked her out. Apparently she expected him to immediately start paying for everything like I had. When he suggested she contribute to his rent, she lost it. Posted about how men today don't know how to treat a queen. Dimitri commented, queens have their own castles, you have essential oils and debt. Brutal, but deserved. She's now staying with her parents, who are making her get a real job. Her MLM empire collapsed when her upline dropped her for damaging the company image. Turns out, accusing someone of theft in front of thousands of Huns when you're actually the one who owes money is bad for business. But the real kicker? She applied for an apartment and listed me as a reference. The audacity. They called me. Miss Romano put you down as a previous landlord? I'm not a landlord. I'm her ex who paid her rent for 3 years. I see. And would you recommend her as a tenant? She contributed $0 to rent in 3 years and publicly called me less than for supporting her. You tell me. They thanked me for my honesty. She texted me from her mom's phone. I blocked her number. You're ruining my life. I can't get an apartment because of you. You ruined your own life when you forgot who was actually paying for it. Her mom took the phone back and apologized, said she's making Sienna get a job at her cousin's restaurant. Actual work for actual money. What a concept. Meanwhile, I'm living my best life. Saving an extra $2K a month, not supporting a boss babe. Thinking about taking a real vacation, one where I don't have to pretend my girlfriend paid for anything. Settling for less? Not anymore. Update 2. The entitlement train has gone completely off the rails, so Sienna got that job at her cousin's restaurant. Lasted exactly 1 week. Why? Because she was above food service and kept telling customers she was an entrepreneur just doing this temporarily. Her cousin fired her when she tried to recruit customers into her new MLM. Yeah, she found another one. But that's just the appetizer to this mess. Remember how I posted those receipts? Well, it turns out Sienna had been claiming on her taxes that she was making significant income from her business. Like told the IRS she made $45K last year. In reality, maybe $500. How do I know this? Because her brilliant accountant, aka her friend who totally knows taxes, called me asking for proof of the money you gave Sienna for business expenses to help with an audit situation. I laughed. I didn't give her money for business expenses. I paid her living expenses while she played businesswoman. But she said you were an investor in her company. I was an involuntary investor in her lifestyle. There's a difference. The accountant panicked and hung up. Later found out through the grapevine that Sienna owes about $8 in back taxes. Turns out you can't claim income you didn't make and then not pay taxes on it. But the real entertainment started when she decided to go nuclear on social media. She created a whole TikTok series called Surviving Financial Abuse. I kid you not. This woman who lived free for 3 years was claiming I financially abused her. Her evidence? I controlled the money because I earned it. I isolated her from financial independence by paying for everything. I sabotaged her business by funding it. The first video got some traction. Poor woman escaping controlling ex, you know the narrative. But then someone recognized her from the Instagram receipts incident. Posted my original receipt post in her comments. The backlash was swift. People started digging. Found her old posts bragging about trips I paid for. Found her boss babe posts while she was making zero money. The TikTok algorithm is unforgiving when you're exposed as a fraud. She doubled down, made a response video saying the receipts were taken out of context, and that financial abuse isn't always visible. Tagged a bunch of women's support organizations. One of them actually responded publicly. Financial abuse is real and serious. Using it as a cover story for your entitled behavior diminishes real victims. Please stop. Ouch. But she didn't stop. She escalated. Started a GoFundMe. Help me rebuild after financial abuse. Goal, $20,000. The description was a masterpiece of delusion. Claimed I kicked her out with nothing. She took everything, including stuff that wasn't hers. Stole her business, that I paid for. Ruined her reputation. She did that herself. Left her unable to work. She won't work. I reported it with documentation. GoFundMe shut it down in 12 hours. She then tried selling a course on recognizing financial abuse red flags. Price, $497. The landing page had testimonials from accounts created the same day, not even trying to hide the scam. Her sister reached out to me again. Logan, I'm so sorry. We had no idea she was this delusional. She's telling everyone you hacked her accounts and planted those receipts. How does someone plant 3 years of bank statements? That's what I asked. She said you're in IT, so you know how to do that stuff. I'm a software developer, not a time-traveling document forger. But here's where it gets really good. Dimitri, the upgrade guy, started dating someone new. Posted a picture with her at a restaurant. Sienna lost her mind, commented on the photo, enjoy my leftovers. His new girlfriend responded, leftovers? You mean the man who realized you were a gold digger in 4 days and kicked you out? Thanks, he's great. Dimitri added, at Sienna, you still owe me $200 for that weekend you said you'd pay me back. Venmo link in bio. Public humiliation achieved. Sienna tried one last Hail Mary. She contacted my company's HR saying I was harassing her online and creating a hostile environment for her business. HR called me in, very confused. An external person is claiming you're creating a hostile work environment for their home business. I explained the situation, showed them her posts about me, the receipt situation, everything. HR's response: so she's harassing you through your employer because you exposed her lies? We'll be sending her a cease and desist. My company's legal team doesn't play. She got a very official letter telling her that any further contact with my employer would result in legal action. The letter also pointed out that her false claims could be considered defamation. Suddenly, all her posts about me disappeared. But my favorite part? She applied for a business loan to restart her empire. Used me as a business reference because, in her words on the application, I was her primary investor and business advisor for 3 years. The bank called me for verification. Did you invest in Miss Romano's business? I involuntarily funded her lifestyle while she pretended to have a business. So, that's a no? That's a hard no? And the $45,000 she claims you invested? Check her personal expenses. That's probably what I spent on rent and food while she sold nothing. They thanked me and hung up. Loan denied. She's now working at a call center, the only job her parents would co-sign for her to get. Still living with them, still posting motivational quotes about rising from the ashes and phoenix energy. Meanwhile, I just got promoted. Funny how much better you perform at work when you're not stressed about supporting an ungrateful partner. Took myself on that vacation, first class, nice hotel, the works. Posted one photo with the caption, "No longer settling." She viewed my story within minutes. Then posted her own quote about toxic exes who flaunt wealth. Wealth I earned. While she called me less than, the lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep, especially broke sheep who think they're wolves. Final update. This is the last update because the saga has reached its ridiculous conclusion. Last month I get a LinkedIn notification. Sienna viewed my profile. Strange, since she blocked me everywhere else. Then I see she's updated her job title, CEO at Phoenix Rising Enterprises. Curiosity got me. Looked up the company. It's another MLM, but this time she's selling financial freedom courses for women escaping toxic relationships. The audacity is astronomical. Her course outline. Yes, she posted it publicly. Module 1, Recognizing Financial Control. Module 2, Building Your Empire from Ashes. Module 3, Leaving Toxic Support Behind. Module 4, Attracting Abundance. Price $1,197. Payment plans available. I screenshot it and sent it to my lawyer friend. Is this defamation? His response, potentially. But honestly, let her dig her own grave. He was right. Within a week, someone who bought the course posted a review in an entrepreneur Facebook group. Scam alert. Bought Sienna Romano's course. It's 4 PDFs of copy-pasted content from free blogs and a workbook that's just journal prompts. When I asked for a refund, she said all sales were final and blocked me. Avoid. The comments flooded with similar experiences. Turns out she'd sold the course to about 20 people. That's $40K if everyone paid full price. But here's the thing. She'd offered massive scholarships to most buyers, bringing the real total to maybe $8. Still fraud though. Several buyers filed complaints with the BBB and their credit card companies. Chargebacks started hitting. Her merchant account got frozen. But the real karma came from an unexpected source. The IRS. Remember that tax situation? Well, adding $8 of undeclared income to an existing audit is not smart. Especially when you're selling courses on financial freedom while owing back taxes. Her dad called me. We developed an odd rapport through this mess. Logan, I'm calling to apologize and ask a favor. Sienna is in real trouble with the IRS. She mentioned you have documentation of the money you spent supporting her. Would you be willing to provide that to help show she had no real income? So now the money I spent is relevant? I know. The irony isn't lost on me. We're trying to help her avoid jail time. Jail time. For tax fraud. I agreed to provide the documentation, but only directly to the IRS if subpoenaed. I'm not getting involved in her mess voluntarily. But here's the beautiful ending to all this. Last week, Sienna posts on the only platform she hasn't been banned from, Pinterest, of all places. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find yourself. Starting fresh, living authentic, no longer dimming my light for anyone. New beginnings, authentic life. Along with a photo of a vision board. On that board, Pictures of luxury cars, mansions, designer bags. And in the center, a photo of a couple that looks suspiciously like us from behind, labeled Manifest True Love. Her cousin, the restaurant owner, saw it and texted me, "Is she really trying to manifest you back after everything?" I didn't respond, but he sent another message. She asked me for her job back. Said she'd been humbled and was ready to start from the bottom. I said no. The bottom was 3 months ago. She's now underground. The last I heard, she's doing freelance social media management for $10 her hour, living with her parents indefinitely, paying off IRS debt in installments, banned from multiple payment processors, still posting motivational quotes about leveling up. Her most recent post? "The best revenge is massive success." The comments were brutal. "Start with minor success first. Maybe try mild stability. Girl, the IRS is your biggest hater right now." As for me, life's great. Promoted again. Turns out I'm good at my job when I'm not funding someone else's delusions. Dating someone new, a financial analyst who finds this whole story hilarious and pays for her own dinner. The apartment feels bigger without Sienna's inventory cluttering the spare room. My bank account is healthier. My stress levels are non-existent. Looking back, her anniversary post was a gift. Without it, I might have spent more years funding her fantasy life while being told I wasn't enough. She was right about one thing. She did settle for less. Less integrity, less honesty, less work ethic, less accountability, and eventually, less of everything when it all caught up to her. Me? I'm no longer settling at all. For anyone who thinks I'm less than, there's the door. I'll even hold it open for you. Thanks for following this wild ride. Time to close this chapter and move on. Living well isn't revenge. It's just what happens when you stop carrying dead weight. Peace out.